Hi guys, good day and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Oluwatosin and you're welcome, and to all my returning subscribers, you're also welcome. In today's video, we are going to be learning how to cut and sew Ankara kimono just like you are seeing on your screen. For this project, I used 2 yards of Ankara. If you want it longer, you should use 3 yards. So right here is the Ankara I worked on, and for the pocket, I used this other Ankara print. Like I said, I used 2 yards for this project, and here are the basic measurements required to sew a kimono like this for any adult at all. So the first thing I'll do is to fold my fabric into 4. For this particular one I made, there is no joining on the shoulder. So I folded my fabric into 4 the way I would fold like a kaftan when there is no joining on the shoulder. Like this part I'm holding is closed, like you can see. So from that point, I'm going to be measuring the shoulder. This person's shoulder for a fitted dress is 16. On fold of 2, I'm supposed to mark 8. But since this kimono is a cut together sleeve, as in there's no joining on the shoulder, I'm just going to be marking the whole of 16. From that point, I'll proceed to marking a round sleeve. For the round sleeve, I'm considering the armhole. Our armhole is 20 divided by 2. I proceeded to marking 10 and then I added 1 inch allowance. Then I'll be connecting these 2 points together. The next thing to measure is our bust. I'm going to divide our bust by 4 and then whatever answer I get, I'll mark that and proceed to add in 4 inches allowance. The next is to mark our waist divided by 4 plus 4 inches sewing allowance. After this, I'll proceed to marking out our hip divided by 4 plus 4 inches allowance. And basically, the next thing to do is to connect these points together and then connect it straight down to the whole length of my kimono. So starting from my round sleeve to the bust line to the waist to the hip, I'll just connect the point together and proceed to cutting it out. After this, I'll be marking out the neckline. It has neck width of 6. On fold of 2 now, I'll be marking 3, and then for the back is a round neck and then the neck depth is 1. I'll mark that, but I won't cut it out at this point. I'm going to put a mark at the middle, then open up my fabric so that I can cut out a little portion from the front of the kimono. So from the back neckline, I'm going to be cutting it just like I'm doing, and then for the front, I'll measure 2.5 inches inward, starting from up to down or from down to up. I'll go inward with 2.5 inches. I'll mark that in like 4 or 5 places, and then I'll proceed to cutting out these 2.5 inches. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So we are cutting this part out so that by the time we put the cape back on it, it's not going to overlap. It's going to just stay on its own. It's not going to like lap each other. This is like me now trying to create room for the cape that is going to go round. So from the down, I'm going to measure upward all over the round neck at the back and then to the other side. Or when I get to the middle, I'll just multiply whatever I measure by 2. So what I measured here, I measured 44. I multiplied it by 2 and then I proceeded to cutting a piece that is 88 inches long and then 5 inches wide. The next thing to do is to start sewing. This is what we are trying to achieve. Like, this is how it's supposed to look like when we are done sewing the cape on the body of the kimono. So I'm just going to open up that, and then the right side of the cape, I'll sew it to the wrong side of the kimono, starting from the down all over to the up and then to the other side. When I'm done doing this, I have something looking like this. The next thing to do is to flip it over and then match it on the right side of the kimono. So now I'm going to double fold it neatly over to the right side of the kimono, and then I'm just going to match it from that point upward and then to the other side. So when I was done doing this, I have something looking like this. I just gave this a very good press, and at this point, this is what we have. The next step is to mark where I'm going to be attaching the pocket. So to do this, I'll arrange my kimono properly, and then from the shoulder line, I'm going to be marking the half length plus 2 inches. Our half length is 16 plus 2 inches. I'll be marking 18. I'll do this to the other side as well. And then I want the pocket to be very, very close to the middle. So from the middle, I'm just going to mark 1 inch. Then I'll mark it on the other side as well. And then the next thing to do is to mark how big the pocket is going to be. So for the length of the pocket, I'm going to be using 9, and then for the breadth of the pocket, I'm going to be using 6.5. The 1 inch I marked, I'll mark it at the down as well. So for the breadth, I'm going to be using 6.5. I'll mark the 6.5 down, and then I'll mark it up as well, so that I'm just going to draw the shape of the pocket on my kimono, so that when I cut out the pocket it will be easy for me to just place on the part where I marked. So I'll repeat the same thing to the other side, just like I did for this side. The length of the pocket is 9, then the breadth is 6.5. I'll mark 6.5 down, I'll mark it up as well, and then I'll join this point. I'll connect this point together. The next thing to do is to cut the pocket. So the actual length of the pocket on the kimono is 9, but when I want to cut it out, I'll be cutting like 10.5 or 11, because I need allowance to, or maybe 12, because I need allowance to like fold the edge of the pocket before attaching it on my kimono. And then the breadth as well, instead of 6.5, I'm going to add like 1 inch or 1.5 inch. So this is the pocket. When I was done cutting it out, I folded the tip, I folded it big with like 1.5 inch allowance. The next thing to do is to place it on the kimono. So I'll place it in this direction. The right side of the pocket is going to be facing the right side of the kimono, but it will face it downward. And then I'll fold the two sides inward and run a straight stitch across that part. When I'm done doing that, I'll flip it up and then fold it inward with like ½ inch or 1 inch, and then I'll sew across that part. I'll do the same thing to the other side, fold it inward with like ½ inch or 1 inch. When you are sewing the down, you would have folded it, so that when you get to this stage it will be easy for you to just follow your fold, and then you match it down as well. I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. So I did this to the other side as well, and the tip, I like the mouth of the pocket, I made it loose a bit, so that hand can easily enter. The next thing to do is to fold the round sleeve. I folded the round sleeve with 1 inch. After folding the round sleeve, I proceeded to shaping my kimono with 1.5 inch allowance, or you can use 1 inch from up to down. Just measure 1 inch or 1.5, and then you shape. After that, the next thing to do is to fold it down. So for the down, I used 1.5 inch as well to fold it down. When I was done doing all of these things I said, my kimono is ready, and here it is. Thank you so much guys for watching from beginning till this point. If you are still with me and you've not subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you find this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.